In this episode of Teach Me Something, Tanya, Eberhard, and Michael Carr from Brandface attempt to teach our real estate expert Long Doan Personal Branding. Tanya and Michael are the partners behind Brandface. Their mantra is people don't do business with a logo. They do business with a person. Tanya and Michael want agents to stand out from their competition and attract their ideal customers so they can become recognized and sought after real estate authorities. Will Long learn something new about personal branding from Tanya and Michael? We will find out on this episode of Welcome to Teach Me Something, where our experts have 2 minutes to teach something new. I'm your host, Jesse Zagorski. Meet Long Doan. Long knows a lot about everything, but specifically real estate and leadership. Long has sold thousands of houses, but there's one thing you should know about him. Every day, he is committed to learning something new. And if he doesn't learn something new, he has to read a book for at least 20 minutes. Long loves to learn, but he hates reading books. Well, that's not totally true, but you get the idea. And Long has a short attention span because his brain is always thinking, which is why our contestants only have 2 minutes. Let's see if Long can learn something new on Teach Me Something.
Tanya and Michael, you guys ready to rock and roll?
That's ready.
We're
Let's
ready.
do it, man.
All right, this is going to be the best 2
We quit
minutes.
school because they made us take recess, man. We don't come to play.
This is going to be the best 2 minutes in personal branding you ever had, Long. You ready? All right,
Ready.
we got 2 minutes on the clock. Let's hit it.
All right. One of the things you may already know is one of the biggest reasons real estate agents fail is fear of focus. And one of those areas of focus they struggle with is defining an ideal customer. So in order to market yourself effectively and grow your business, you must know the answers to these 5 questions. What sets you apart? Who do you serve? How do you serve them? What qualifies you to serve them? And how does it make their life better?
And as you heard, the second of those questions is, who do you serve? And if you don't know that, well, the rest of the questions don't matter. Now, what you may not know is there's a very simple formula for choosing your ideal customer. We created it 6 years ago. We call it the HEAP criteria, HEAP. It's an acronym. The H stands for help. Someone you can truly help. You have the experience and knowledge necessary to help them. You've gone through what they're going through. You're in the same phase of life, etc.
The E is someone you enjoy working with, right? Life is way too short to dance with ugly personalities, so we don't want to do that. If you don't enjoy what you do and who you do it for, the rest of the criteria simply doesn't matter.
Yep. A is for appreciate, somebody who appreciates what you provide. They respect your expertise, your experience. They let you do your job. They don't micromanage you or guess your every move.
And the P is somebody that is profitable for you. There are quite a few variables that make a customer profitable. There's the abundance of that type of customer in your area, or not necessarily an abundance, but no one else is focusing on them. So you found a gap that you also get to fill. Your customer buys maybe a higher ticket item, or your customer's part of a very loyal or specialized group that is more likely to refer your services to other people just like them. Profitability is not necessarily all about money. These things are just monetary things. Profit is in the eye of the beholder and means different things to different people.
The HEAP criteria.
And spot on. Look at that guy. Long, I don't even
1 second to spare.
1 second to spare. By the way, Long, I've heard them go over this a few times. That was the most laser-focused, insightful presentation I've ever seen on this in 2 minutes with us. You guys are good. All right, Long. What questions do you have for them?
Well, I mean, I love acronym. That's how we remember things, right? I'm an acronym geek, so I love that you have HEAP on there. The 5 step to identify your ideal customer. So at the end of the day, you have agents who buy in on this, but they're not really good at doing it themselves. You guys consult with them? Is it like a service you provide for them?
Yeah, our service is really helping them figure out what their story is, what their why is. And part of that, a lot of the reasons for failure in real estate is they really haven't defined those 5 questions we started with in the beginning. You know, what sets them apart? Who do they serve? How do they serve them? What qualifies them to serve them? And how does it make their life better? And everything kind of starts with that. And then that HEAP formula is in that very first definition phase of what we help them with. Define, develop, and display is our 3D formula. And that falls in the define phase.
That's cool. That's cool. I know a lot of agents actually don't enjoy working with certain clients. You hear them complain all the time. I always say, just fire them. You know, it's addition by subtraction. So you'd be better off letting somebody go you don't enjoy working and go work with someone you enjoy. So that's hard for agent. How do you consult them to do that? Because they're seeing dollar sign, right? Like I let that one go. That's a $15,000 commission, $20,000 commission.
Yes. So what we teach them is when they focus in on things like that, they don't have to necessarily not take a phone call. So for instance, if they work with empty nesters and they want to focus on empty nesters because maybe they are empty nesters or they have that life experience, and somebody wants to do a first time home buyer calls them, of course, if it's within your area and your time frame, go help them, make a commission. But when it comes to spending your marketing dollars and trying to maximize an ROI out of that, you don't want to shoot for that person as well as the empty nesters because you're way too broad on your advertising.
Cool. It totally makes sense. And we have another guest here, by the way. So Dale Archdeacon, who's going to be on another episode of Teach Me Something here. Dale's actually a sales trainer, as an agent himself. Dale, do you have any take on HEAP? Have you heard anything like this before?
No, I haven't. I think it's massively important too, because everybody is a real estate agent. If you aren't a real estate agent, you know 5 of them, right? And most real estate agents operate based on me too marketing, right? Oh, me too. I can sell you a house, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever house you want to buy, or sell your house for you. And so I think what you guys are doing is massively important to help people understand that being specific makes it much easier for you to work your sphere of influence, for you to work your network, for you to get out there and identify the person to work with. Because when you walk around saying, I can help anybody with anything, everybody's like, well, that doesn't mean me. I'm not really sure who you're talking about. Oh, I'll make sure I remember when I find everybody and anything.
Right. I like the way you put that.
He's spot on. And we talk about this all the time, Michael and Tanya, that in this day and age, you are your brand. As an agent, you are your brand. And so what I love about Brandface is you guys actually help agents get there. You have all different free courses and workshops and ways you can walk people through all this stuff. So we'll drop on the screen at the end the way, whatever the next step is you think for agents watching this. But I do want to do one thing before I wrap up, Long. If you have any other questions, think about last questions for you. I'm really kind of surprised because Michael has a hidden talent that we didn't utilize in this 2-minute section. Speaking of talking fast, Michael used to be an auctioneer. Do you need to warm up, Michael, for that? Or can you just... No. Can we get a taste? 200, 201, 202,000 need to get sold. 100 gentlemen in the front. I think we might have to redo the entire thing with you just spitting out like
I've been at an auction before and I actually get scared because I don't know when they're talking about me or somebody else. And if I raise my hand, I'd be stuck with, instead of 200, it's like 800. I'm not even sure which one to buy.
No.
But, that's
you gotta
awesome.
watch those auctioneers.
I love it.
But I do have a question too. So because most agents are in the people business, right? They work with people and they're running a business. What they forget is they forget the latter part of the running a business. So they never brand themselves. So they become what I call the secret agent. Like the friends and families and neighbors don't even know they do real estate. Or like Dale said, or if they do, it's like, okay, how are you different than my 2 other cousin and my 1 lost friend that all licensed, So that's very important to do that.
Yeah, it is. When you don't brand yourself and you're just kind of out there marketing pretty much like everybody else, we call that the sea of sameness.
Mm-hmm. And it's easy to get lost in the sea of sameness. Yeah.
You guys have so many good one-liners. All right. Well, Tanya, Michael, right? This is for the important part of the show. Long, I have to ask, did you learn something today?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely don't have to read tonight. I like HEAP. I'm going to use HEAP a lot. I'm going to steal that. Hopefully you guys didn't trademark it already.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I think the biggest one is that people forget is the enjoy part. Profitable, of course, they always think it's profitable because it's money, right? Helping somebody, people do that too. Some do feel like they appreciate it, but the enjoy part, I think a lot of people forget.
I love that, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy yourselves. Thank you, Tanya, Michael, for being here. And by the way, even though it's trademarked, you can use it, Long. You just have to give Brandface credit.
Absolutely.
Credit. That's right.
Yes, you can.
Please do.
Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.